Welcome back to Unranked Podcast. You have Elijah here alongside.
We also have Grant. Welcome back. Got another week. I think we're going to talk about week one of college football. NFL season starts tomorrow night. And, especially with college football, I just want to discuss a little bit about Michigan football. We're both pretty big Michigan fans. So they showed out. You were there. So you kind of want to hear about your experience and what you liked and what you expect next week. And so how was the game? How was the atmosphere? How's all that?
Yeah, no, I would say atmosphere was cool. It was this is one of the first games the last game I had been to in probably 2 or 3 seasons. So it was kind of weird just to kind of get back in the mix, be around that many people, to be perfectly honest, outside of the football. I expect just to be around, 100,000 people. It was a little different in general, but I people are lively. People felt good about the squad. I could tell a lot of people are kind of on edge a little bit as far as you could just hear people when plays weren't going right or when Harbaugh was, calling certain play calls or, who was in the game, wasn't in the game. People are definitely very opinionated. And I would say that was definitely very, very apparent, at least with the crowd I was sitting near and just hearing them say things. But it was great to be back there. I think it was like 109,000 packed in there. But yeah, I would say the stadium was rocking. It felt good when Ronnie Bell scored a touchdown. It felt good when, even when the freshman quarterback JJ came in there and he was a little shaky and then came in and broke a tackle and launched one. Stadium erupted again. And that was probably only like 2/3 full at that point. So it was just, a great time. It really was. So
I saw that and I'm like, should we start him sometime point this season? I don't know. Cade, he's only played a few games. We'll see what's going on. But that was probably the best arm talent I've seen besides maybe just Joe Milton at Michigan in a very long time. I'm not making that comparison, but Mahomes-esque, just.
It was a special play. It really was, just to even to have the confidence and the strength to be that young, break the tackle, still set up and launch it, a good cross field, down deep. I say it was risky play, but definitely, like you said, showed off arm talent. And overall, I would say I was fairly impressed. No, I'm gonna take that back. I don't want to say impressed. Overall, I would say we did what we were supposed to do.
Yeah.
And that is that's where I'm gonna stand, is that we did what we were supposed to do. Yeah, we looked good, but at the end of the day, it isn't necessarily the greatest strength of competition. And if we're gonna be the places we want to be, we should be taking care of teams like Western, probably worse than that. So I would say
was it like 45-7 or something like that?
Yeah, I think I left before it was over. That's
14.
Yeah,
I think it's like 47-14 or something.
Yeah, they did for another one at the end. Yep. Okay. So, but what was your thoughts?
Yeah. No, I had similar thoughts to you. My mindset the whole time was just I'm gonna be kind of. I think I even told you last week, I'd be kind of pissed if they didn't win by at least 21. I thought they were definitely got to get at least a 3 touchdown win. I don't know. I just feel like it's Western Michigan. You know what I'm saying? They don't have anywhere near as many athletes as great team, great school, but it's Michigan, and that's just it's it was good to see. I'm glad it's the explosive plays and such. It was good to see them run the ball as much as they did, but it was also Western. So it'll just be kind of curious to see how this things kind of carry on when the competition gets a little tighter. And we thought we might have a pretty big matchup on our hands this week. But Washington lost to Montana by lost them 13-7 or something like that.
Shitty looking game, yeah, babe.
Yeah. Was it on TV at all by chance?
No, I didn't happen to see it. I just was looking at the box scores. I was kind of interested just to generally see what they would look like via box score at least. And no, it just looked like a horrible game. As I was just checking in throughout the game.
Yeah.
So, and consider that that's Montana, so that's also another off the beaten path school.
Right.
So
I know, I know Montana, sometimes I play some of them schools up there just kind of put together a solid team, but but it definitely looked like Washington kind of like shot themselves in the foot quite a bit. I saw the QB through like 3 or 4 picks or something crazy like that.
Yeah. So, I'm just looking ahead. I would say, obviously you have Washington in the night game this coming up week. Then you have Northern Illinois, and then you step into Big Ten play with Rutgers off rip.
Okay.
And then I would say the first big test would be Wisconsin, October 2nd.
Yeah.
And obviously we should be 5-0 going into that game if we're serious. And what I would need to see from the squad, I'm not sure what you would need to see. What I would need to see from the squad until then is
domination.
Domination. Continue to move the ball both via ground and via air. Have a just look like a real offensive fluid team. I'm not expecting you to go out there and necessarily drop 49 points every week, but if you can go out there and consistently drop into 30s and consistently move the ball and not just have stall out plays. So I know a big thing that was in my general area where I was sitting at in the game was people were horribly upset going into half that we ran the ball like 9 straight plays. And it was interesting that they had them run the ball at 9 straight plays going into half. And then I believe we ultimately kicked a field goal. And it's like they're just – if you're going to develop this quarterback, you're not going to be as power run game as you want. It's not working versus Western. So it's not going to work versus Wisconsin. It's not going to work versus Michigan State and Ohio State. So you need to begin to show what could work. And maybe if you are having some success running the ball like we were, step back and do a play action and open the defense up, open the offense up. And that's something that I would want to see is us to take that next logical progression where we're not stalling our offense out on purpose. And what it looks like trying to be,
just simplify it
in a cloud of dust or whatever, when maybe the right play would be to play action it or line up and just throw it to your best players.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree. I mean, I already liked, just how they had Corum and Haskins. I think they both had like 15, 16 carries each. I'm cool with that. I feel like once the season kind of goes on, one of them might kind of emerge as kind of like the guy. They might just kind of go to, whoever's feeling it or running the, you know what I'm saying? Just like –
I personally think it needs to be Haskins, but –
I agree with that. And I also think like Corum, I feel like he can catch the ball out the backfield pretty well. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I think he might have lined up in the slot once or twice last year. So, different ways you can kind of use him. But I agree with you. I do think Haskins to be that bell cow. I mean, he's just shown over the last 2 years he can definitely like carry that kind of load. He's probably been the most consistent running back.
From what I could see, he was running like a Big Ten running back. Not that Corum had them big plays, but that's gonna be very fickle as far as whether you be able to do that versus a Big Ten school. But I know that Haskins lowering the shoulder and running over a linebacker is going to happen. That I like that matchup every day of the week versus you trying to get the corner versus somebody else. So I kind of think,
Haskins pretty big. I mean, I think Haskins like about 6 foot, like 215, something like that. I think Cormer's pretty. I don't know. I mean, I think he's like a little smaller too. So I mean, it makes sense for sure. And I think they got a good little like thunder lightning, thing going there. We'll see though. Like I said, I just want them to kind of, do what they're supposed to do against Washington. And the looks of it, I mean, Washington was ranked like 20th or something like that. Maybe I just from at least from like the box score what you see, it's like it could have just been like a bad week, but it's also like it was also Montana. So in due time, we'll definitely see what happens. Night game, that should be rocking for sure too. So
at the big house.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They got first 4 games is at home, right?
That's I think so.
Okay. And I'm not gonna lie, I was like I said, I get my hopes up. I was kind of looking at the schedule. I mean, I think like being realistic with myself, I feel like 8 to 9 wins. That's about the expectation if they do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like 10 would be like they might shock us, but I feel like 8 to 9 is at least what I kind of thought when I was looking.
Okay. I can see that for sure.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna go ahead and just transition over to pros. NFL finally starts tomorrow. Now I got a pretty big matchup. Bucks and the Cowboys. Thought we'd be a good opportunity before the season starts to kind of put out our division winners. Just kind of talk about, each division, who we think is going to take, win out that division. Just kind of talk about, overall some of the better teams in the league. And, so I think we can go ahead and we'll kick off on the NFC side. And then we'll start off with just, NFC North, where our, hometown team is at. So who do you think is going to win that division? Why?
Yeah, no, I hate to even say these words come out of my mouth, but it's probably going to be the Packers.
Yeah.
But it's probably going to be the Packers. With Aaron Rodgers coming off a MVP season, really a play away from would have been a Super Bowl or the NFC Championship when he did make it on that fourth goal play. But
they kicked the field goal instead of touchdown, went for 2 or something, or went for touchdown.
Yeah, so really that play away from being that much further in the playoffs and another Super Bowl under his belt. So I kind of think they're going to come out swinging. And I really think they're going to take it probably maybe with a little bit of no, I really don't know. I think they'll probably take it fairly easily. Probably like 12-4. I know you got another game, but 13-5. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right. I agree with you 100%. I think, and obviously at one point we thought Rodgers might not come back. I thought the Bears might have a chance to steal the division, but as soon as he stepped into training camp, it was like, okay, they could have a pretty mediocre record and still, they're just that much better than everybody else in that division. So that was a pretty easy one. What about the NFC East? Probably the worst division in football, they say.
Yeah, no, last year was they were fighting. Nobody had a winning record, I believe.
Washington won that 7-9.
Yep. So yeah, I really think Dak's coming back. I'm a fan of him. I'm a fan of hopefully, he'll come back healthy and not have too much of a lag and stay healthy throughout the year. But if he was healthy, obviously they probably would have had a much better record. He had like 2,000 yards passing the first 4 games last year. So, I think the Cowboys are going to take that one along with a healthy Dak. And that's my opinion.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Washington. I think their front seven on defense is crazy.
Yes.
They're not all first rounders. Front seven. Secondary is, pretty good. Last year, only issue they really had was just injuries at quarterback and inconsistencies. They lost Haskins week. I lost him at some point in the season. The guy Kyle Allen got hurt. They had to go throw the guy Heineke in at some point. Alex Smith played a good portion of the season. I think he was the one that was kind of they kind of started taking off a little bit. Fitzpatrick's not obviously he's not all pro or anything like that, but that's just a little bit better stability at the position as long as you don't turn the ball over. I feel like they got some good weapons on offense too. So it'll be a close one though. Cowboys definitely, I do feel like Dak will have a crazy year and they might, kind of run away with it, but time will tell. They got a good test tomorrow, so that'll be really telling.
Agreed. And you're not lying about that defense. You're gonna win a lot of games alone on that defense. Yeah, so I do agree. Those two would be the ones that put up the fight, I think, in that division.
Yeah, absolutely. NFC South.
I think this is not much of a no-brainer. I think probably the Buccaneers are going to take this one again. I think they're going to take it. I think they reloaded. I don't even know reloaded. They just kind of kept everybody, brought people back. Yeah. People signing crazy deals you wouldn't think they would sign. Brady entering his 29th year. So I just think you got a lot of
just turned 44.
Yeah. So I think they're really going to do it. But I am excited to see famous Jameis, see what he can do with the Saints. Mm-hmm. I think he's going to obviously that team is not as loaded as they once were, but I think he's going to be exciting to watch as well. And I just want to throw that out when I'm speaking about that division.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. They're definitely Bucs are going to run away with it, but the Saints, they get Michael Thomas back, and their defense is crazy too. So they're able to kind of shore some things on offense. I think it comes back 6-7 weeks. They can go 5-2. you know.
Yeah.
You know, be it 4-3, something like that, stay in the mix. You never know. Like I guess the Bucks are definitely. I think the Bucks are gonna pull it out, but unless something drastic happens, you know, the Saints are definitely. They always in the mix, but it will be interesting to see how Jameis does and with no more Drew Brees and Jameis. I like Jameis, man. He's do his thing. I think. I mean, regardless of those picks, all them picks he had in Tampa Bay, he still threw for 5,000 yards and 30 touchdowns too.
Yeah, so, I seen it stat first 5 or 6 years in the league, he had within like just it basically had the same stats as Peyton Manning as far as touchdowns and interceptions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you consider that, you know, he has a special arm talent, and if you'd have to think, and also on top of that, yeah, I don't want to go down another rabbit hole here, but they were letting him launch the ball, and even Brady was throwing mad picks at the start of last year before he says this is not how we can play and win games.
Right.
Not throw the ball down the field like like we're Houston in the '80s. So you know, but regardless, that's a different day.
No, I agree. I hear that. That's a great point too.
Yeah.
That is that definitely did help out Tom and them once they kind of figured out what that offense needed to look like. So
yeah, no, for sure. I just so you can kind of go first on one of these. Let's go to NFC West. Who do you think is going to take it out west? And
NFC West. That's probably the toughest division in football, I would say, for sure. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the Rams. I think. I think that Stafford going to be – with Goff, they were winning like 11, 12 games, 10, 11 games a season. I think, got Stafford back there, a little bit more of a live arm. Defense going to be solid. They got some good weapons on offense. Yeah, I thought they can win. Probably need like 13 wins to win that division. So who do you think?
Yeah, no, definitely toughest division. When looking at these earlier, I was tough because I really do like Seattle. I really think you obviously can't count Russell Wilson out and what they can do and what he has done there over the last damn near 10 years. So, he's going to come to play. He's going to be, DJ Metcalf, they're just beginning that relationship and what they can put together. So I would say, they're exciting out there as well. So I think it's going to be between them two guys. Kyler Murray also, I wouldn't be surprised if he kind of stunned a couple people and won some games they have no business winning, and maybe, kind of threw a wrench into the division as well. But with all that being said, I do kind of believe that the Rams are going to take it with that being a very, very close with Seattle, who, that's going to come down to a great game whenever they play. That's going to be.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see when they play each other, like for the second time in a season. That might be like last year they played the last game of the season for the division and then met again in the playoffs.
Right.
Yeah. So it's great. Like LA had to go back to Seattle twice, back-to-back weeks. But yeah, no, I agree. Russ, he can always. This might be the year. I know I just picked Rams to win the division. This might be the year that Russ actually finally win MVP. Might be able to do it. So we'll see. AFC side now. We got AFC. Start with AFC North.
I'm gonna go.
It's probably the second hardest division.
I'm gonna go Lamar Jackson and Baltimore Ravens on this one. I think I'm kind of ready for him to have a big year. Kind of come out and dominating. Just kind of a spoiler alert. We're gonna talk about best games of the week, and I'm gonna bring him up as well then. And I just think I'm ready to see what he can come out and do this year. Kind of a little bit of a revamped offense, kind of a little bit of they say they're not going to be as null and boring as they were in the past, and kind of defense is figuring out what they're going to do. And so I'm kind of excited to see what they can put together there. Just to kind of go down the list, Baker needs to prove to me again that he's more of what they were last year, near the end of the year, not the previous couple of years. Pittsburgh, obviously they're going to come to play. Very well coached, Big Ben. The Steelers are obviously going to be tough. So I definitely see them going to be obviously somewhere in that wild card mix like they were last year. Even that, I think they were like 8-8 last year. Somewhere, fighting for a playoff spot when they had no business being there. But with all that said, I think it's Lamar Jackson's year to come out and dominate and continue to dominate, I should say.
Okay. I'm going with the Browns. The Browns. I mean, they probably got the best team on paper in that division. I know paper don't mean much, but like, I mean, all they did was casually just get like Clowney, OBJ's back. They got the Rams starting safety from last year to come over. They got like a starter from Indianapolis. They were a top 10 defense last year. He came over there. Nick Chubb. They got my man's I'm blanking on his name right now. Kareem Hunt.
Yeah.
I also got them two in the backfield. So I just feel like you said, it's definitely gonna be on Baker. Just got to make them plays. It was crazy because they, I believe they was kind of playing for the division at some point last season. They had like one of the Monday night games. It was the Browns and the Ravens, and Lamar like went to the locker room and came out yeah. I mean, so they, the matchup is already just like neck and neck pretty much. So I think it'll be a close one. Obviously Lamar will be. I know he's gonna do his thing, but yeah, I'm gonna take the Browns in that one.
Interesting. That time to tell with that one. They're I believe that's the first pick in the draft and first pick of the first round draft and the 30th pick of the draft that year. So, it's they're going to be tied together ultimately forever. Lamar already got an MVP. Baker got the commercials, so they're always going to have that bit of a rivalry. And so, this year we'll only kind of continue to, add on to that. So, no, I agree with you.
Yeah, okay.
You jump up to AFC East.
Yeah.
What do you think? Who's taking it?
Okay, man, this is tough because, like, I don't know, like Belichick got his defense back. I hate that they don't got Cam starting. I feel like if Cam was there, just knowing what he could bring to that table, bring to the table with another year with the offense under his belt, I feel like they'll pull it out for sure. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with Patriots. I think they got good weapons. I think they're going, much as we'll see with Mac Jones. It may blow up in their face. I know I know they're gonna do everything in their power to just make him as comfortable as possible. And all they gotta do is just stop people. And they've proven they can do that year in and year out. And like I said, their defense, they got a couple guys on defense in free agency. So I think they're gonna definitely be. It'll be, it's defense, run the ball. But it's with Josh Allen and the Bills, they're gonna be coming crazy too. Like he ain't gonna do nothing to get better. He had a great year last year. He might be running for MVP too. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go Patriots though. What do you think?
Yeah, no, that's kind of a curveball for me. I wouldn't have thought you said that. I kind of both thought we were gonna say Buffalo on this one, but yeah. I kind of think Buffalo's gonna take it. If we've had the same conversation and they had Cam on the team and they were even talking about him possibly being a starter or still or whatever, I would still probably pick them. But I just don't think I can pick a quarterback that's never thrown an NFL pass to go ahead and walk into a division and win the division. There are tough, we don't know what he looks like yet. Even if they are very confident in it, you don't know until you hit in the mouth. You don't know you don't got all them Alabama players around you. It's a little bit different scenario up there. Yeah. So I kind of think Buffalo probably take it. I do think Josh Allen. I haven't watched him play as much, to be honest with you. I kind of I know he's solid, very solid, obviously. And I know that the team's very well put together. But he's on my he still needs to prove list. I put it together another year like this. I definitely think. He's in that similar year. If he puts together another year, win the division, he's in that similar year because Lamar Jackson and them type. I think they're all pretty young, all pretty mobile. So obviously he's a good quarterback, and I think they're going to kind of. I just see him taking it.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like I said, it could very well blow up in Mac Jones's face, and they could, mess around and be 6-13 or something, or 6-11 or something like that. But no, you're right, Josh. I can't really see them going backwards. I agree. I thought the only reason you got to see them play as much like last year is because all them games are getting rescheduled. So like You know, he's supposed to be like on like a Thursday or Sunday afternoon in a different region or something like that in the country, and COVID kind of pushed it back to where they was playing like Monday like afternoon damn near. So, yeah, no, that's gonna be a crazy division though, because you also got like Miami, who's like, I mean, we'll see how Tua can do, but they was 10-6 last year, missed the playoffs.
Right.
They won some big time games.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what Tua can do too. He's just very. I'm just kind of. The whole process is weird. So I think he didn't start and he got put in and he got pulled at one point.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of a weird thing. And they always talk about getting another quarterback. I don't know if they even want him. So
also to add some gasoline to the fire, he didn't get voted as a captain, and I saw Colin Cowherd making a huge deal of that today. How like almost every other quarterback, like Jalen Hurts is the captain. I'm pretty sure Zach Wilson captain. Like a lot of these like other quarterbacks. Yes, they are. They're trying to think like, okay, maybe they don't really like him, and they are looking for Deshaun Watson, which everybody thinks is kind of nuts right now too. So, anything on the Jets?
Yeah. No, I'm definitely not. I think that's going to be that's another team that their pick might blow up in their face. But hey, he's supposed to be good, so we'll see.
Yeah. Probably best in the next 3 years, like Patrick Mahomes. That's what Tony Romo said.
Yes.
That's crazy, bro.
He got paid to say that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, who else we got? AFC South.
Yeah. Shit, I'm just dropping cold water. I am going with the Tennessee Titans on this one.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I think just going to run Derrick Henry to the playoffs. Run him into the play.
They could be scary.
Yeah. No, I think they're going to they know exactly what they want to do, and I don't think they're going to away from that at all. You know what they're going to do. The other teams know what they're going to do.
Everybody, yeah.
And I just think it's going to be can you stop it? And I don't know if too many people are going to be able to. So I think they're going to be. And
not to mention you got Julio Jones and AJ Brown. Like you can't double them, either of them.
Yeah, no, agreed. So, and don't let Julio get You can't. I mean, you're going to blow the top off the team.
Yeah.
So I think Julio only has to catch a couple of deep balls at the beginning of the year for people to have the fear of God in them for the rest of the season. So he only has to average like a 40-yard catch every 3 games for them to be certified. Yeah.
And Tannehill, I think at some point last year, like him and Mahomes had like similar like win percentage within like a span of like 20 games. Like they're both like 16-4 or something like that. Like.
Tannehill's
good at numbers.
Yeah, he's very solid for that, and I kind of like him, low key.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of
pretty
solid for that team. He's pretty solid for like just what they're doing.
I always get him in fantasy. I always get him like late round. I didn't get him this year, but he usually that's.
I got your boy Russell Wilson. That's side note though, but
crazy.
You're not taking Trevor Lawrence? Go ahead and win the division.
No, I'm not. They're gonna be so bad. I hope Urban Meyer get fired too. I hope he. Something told me when he made it to the 8th game.
I know where he should end up.
Huh?
I said I know where Urban Meyer should end up.
Oh my God. No.
We got one more though. We got AFC West. What do you think?
Chargers. I'm playing. Chiefs.
Well. Yeah. No, I think Chiefs. You didn't even want to talk about it. That's how much of a no-brainer that is. I think. Chiefs going to take it. I think Denver has a mean-ass defense, though. I think they'll be kind of low-key in the hunt. I mean, Teddy Bridgewater, real good defense. I wouldn't be completely shocked if they were, a pretty formidable team. But I think they're going to probably walk away with it.
They can easily get a couple teams in the playoffs out of that division. Like, talking about guys that might be like, maybe next up, or like try to get them close to that category. Herbert,
yeah.
Yeah, it's still crazy that doctor punctured Tyrod Taylor's lung like that right before game time.
Right before, that was insane.
Yeah, but yeah, it kind of sucks how that panned out for Tyrod. But
I gotta look into that and see if he ever got the bag because I feel like he.
I did hear. I think he's like in the middle of like a settlement or something like that, or we're looking to, because that, I mean, he
exposed them out.
Yeah, a lot of a lot of players, like especially like him, like his contract is probably like super incentive based. So like, he could have signed for $2 million, only got like 300,000.
Yeah,
like,
and on top of that, you damn near killed me. What the fuck?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
What type of incompetent shit is this? But,
right.
I agree.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll go to now. We're gonna talk about just like a couple games each that we think is like big ones. So who do you think?
I kind of just because I kind of briefly talked about it earlier. I'm gonna go with Ravens and damn, my phone is tweaking right now. But Ravens got the Monday night game, week 1. It's kind of like I said, I'm excited to see what Lamar Jackson can come out there and do. And I just kind of that's my first big game, and I'm kind of one moment my notes froze.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do my second one then. So I'm gonna do my first one actually. Sorry, my first one gonna be Bucks and Cowboys. I just feel like that's gonna be just I like Dak. I wish he played for a different team because I can't stand the Cowboys. But no, I think I don't think he's gonna have a good game tomorrow just because that defense is crazy and they lost probably their best O lineman. He's out because of COVID.
Yeah.
But I do feel like he probably going to mess around, get comeback player of the year. And then my second one is going to be the Rams and the Bears Sunday night. So things going to be over in L.A. Stafford's coming out party. He's playing the team he's seen for the last 12 years in a much less unstable environment. So it'll be interesting to see how he fares. He plays the whole NFC North this season, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Yep.
He plays the Lions up there in October. He plays the Packers, plays the Vikings. So, those are my two games. What was your other game?
Yeah, no. So that would be real quick. That would be the Ravens and the Raiders on Monday Night Football, week 1, and then second one. I'm just gonna go with the Browns and the Chiefs. It's one of those, for me personally, it is kind of, just being perfectly honest, Baker Mayfield is one of those players I love to hate. It's one of those I like to watch him when he fails, when he does good. He's kind of entertaining to me either way. When he does good, it is actually entertaining to watch. And when he does bad, it's funny for me. So, and I love Patrick Mahomes. Love to see what that team can do. And I just think that's going to be an interesting game, kind of an interesting week 1 matchup for two teams that, like you said, you picked them to win the division. Lots of people are picking them to be a formidable team, the Browns this year. And Patrick Mahomes, who's coming off a Super Bowl loss, running for his damn life the whole year, Super Bowl. So he's kind of get ready back on track. Baker Mayfield wants to hit this season running. So I think that's an interesting game for two quarterbacks in a different light, two teams in a different light. But just an interesting matchup to me that I'm going to try to catch.
Absolutely. They had a great game in the playoffs last year. A great game.
Yeah.
Like it came down to it was like 2 or 3 plays that if they would have went the other way, I think the Browns might have pulled that one out. I can't wait though. It's gonna be some good football on this weekend. It's pretty much all we had today. You had anything else for the people?
No, sir. I think we're gonna try to get back on it next week. And I think we're gonna just try to keep the football up, college football, NFL, and maybe try to stir the pot with a couple of our other things that we're gonna come up with here soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Till next time, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Sir.